Love, blessings, peace, and prosperity. Divine, beautiful soul. I'm raising my cafecito to you. What is good in your world? It's me, Nicole P, your spiritual barista. Sorry, of wisdom, guidance, and inspiration from the cards. My love, I have for you an energy reading for this week ahead. I pulled 3 tarot, 3 oracles. I sat with it for a little bit as a spirit. What is it that I am called and that I need to be sharing? Let me know. And, the messages have become clear. So let's get right into this. First of all, let me tell you, be prepared for some moving of energy in your body, in your heart, your mind, just in your all of your essence in this week. We have the full moon in Scorpio coming up. Scorpio is the sign that, or the energy and the sign that is about purging, is about shedding, releasing. It's the ending and completion of cycles. Now, it may be for you at your point in your life where you are in your journey, there may be the actual closing of these cycles of these chapters, so to speak, right? And it may, and be prepared that it doesn't mean that we have the full moon in Scorpio and the next day everything's closed, but it's like the energy of the full moon starts to get things closed, and you're at the point where like a chapter is closing and another chapter is opening. For some of you, if you're not yet at that point where the actual chapter ends, this lunation will spark that, will spark it, and will start to, it's almost like a domino effect, right? If you so choose and say, I'm ready to purge, I'm ready to open, I'm ready to close out cycles. It may not be time just yet for those cycles to close for you, but what happens is the energy starts moving, and you can expect to see within 6 months to 1 year the cycles and chapters closing. Okay, I want to make that very, very clear. So let's look at these cards, my love. Oh, did I tell you you want to make sure that you have some water? And you want to make sure that you have your Kleenex nearby, because tears, like this is shedding, sweat. Be aware that you might be sweating some more. You might be crying some more. There's just ways that just this Scorpio full moon it it rocks your world, so to speak. Say so lightly. It rocks your world. Okay, let's get into these cards. Okay, enough about the full moon. Let's see how timing goes. I'm going to do a few more videos today. I might be doing a full moon meditation. If I don't do it on here, I'll be having it on my podcast, which I think shows up here on this channel. So regardless, if I make a video, I'll for sure be having something on the podcast. Okay, let me get this up on my cafecito before I get into this. Okay, check it out. So I pulled the Empress, as you can see, the Four of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, the Five of Pentacles. The Oracle cards that I pulled is the Grace card, Authenticity, and Stability. So what does this all mean? Let's weave a tapestry of messages from these cards. So number one, leading off with the Empress, right? It's a reminder to you that although there is great beauty and pleasure when you're on the other side of your change, of your transformation, of whatever phase, whatever point you are in healing, that there's times that it's very painful and it's unavoidable. Think about when women have babies. Now, I know I've heard plenty of labor stories that I've heard some people say, I just got up, I walked around, and boom, bada bing, bada boom, I had my baby. And there are so many, though, quite more stories that you hear of physical painful labor, right? Where people have been in labor for hours and days, and there's there's so much to labor stories, actually, and it's really beautiful. If you're ever wanting to delve more into that, birth doulas are amazing people that you can connect to and hear, and there's a lot of work around birth stories. But the Empress, I got off on a little tangent, but here we go. So the Empress, so the message is, it's a reminder to you that no matter how painful, whatever it is that you are going through, because you're going against like patterns that have been placed upon you that you thought you needed to be following, different ways of being, like no matter how much you're going through that, it's painful, but on the other side of it, there's bliss. That's the message. It's a reminder to you that what you're going through on the other side is bliss. And sometimes you got to go through those points where it's like that extra push, and it's just really hard, and you feel like you can't do it, and it's painful. And the invitation is, how do you turn that pain into pleasure? How do you turn that pain into power? And so there's a rootedness. I mean, did you ever even, and once again, talking about childbirth, have you ever seen there's a glow and there's a strength and there's this courage and this energy that a lot of women have after they have just given birth? And there's exhaustion, no doubt. I'm not minimizing that, but there's this something, this energy like, I did it. Like, I did it. And so with this lunation, remember that sometimes it gets harder right before it gets better. Sometimes that last push is having you feeling like, oh my gosh, I can't do it. But you got to remember, you are so close. You are so close. There's ways in which you have to be able to allow yourself the grace and the rest, right? Allowing yourself grace and allowing yourself the space to say, I am going to take a little time. I'm going to tap out for a little bit. I'm going to find ways to really be in respite, be in recovery, because this process, it's like you're birthing a new version of yourself, right? You are birthing a new version of yourself. And that requires rest. That requires also like tapping out and tuning out in order to tune in. And so, once again, like we have here the Five of Pentacles, it's a reminder to you that if it's really, really hard, to keep the path, to find ways to get some respite, to gather your strength and carry on. The Five of Pentacles is a message for you that to stay the same chips away at your soul. Chips away. Like this is an energy of what you once thought was stability, what you once thought was for you or where you fit in, you no longer. It's a card of realizing that I no longer fit in this place. I could stay and there's some stability. I could stay and I might be okay, but my soul is going to suffer. And I'd rather go through the pain of this transformation. I'd rather just go through it and figure out what's on the other side. So this is what this big energy is. So that's why it's even more important for you to be able to have rest and respite, because this is the energy of saying, I could choose to stay, but I'm choosing not to. Because if I stay, my soul will slowly die. My soul will just, I will have regret. It'll be very painful. And I'm choosing to. I know it's going to be a struggle. And I have faith that Spirit will provide. I have faith that I will be able to provide. I will make it through this. And when you start to commit to that and say, I'm going to stay the course, the stability comes in ways that are unexpected. And sometimes you have to have this instability in order to be open to stability. Because it's about authenticity. It's about this call for you in ways that you really want to be showing up in life and the ways that you really want to be in circles and community with other folks. Allow yourself the grace to go through what you got to go through so you can grow through what you got to grow through. And remember, on the other side of it, on the other side, you are so, so close. Do not give up. Find ways to catch your breath. Find ways to recuperate. But the message is that you are really, really close. Okay, my love, that's what I have for you for these cards. So if you're going through it, I hope this message was of service to you. I just spilled my coffee all over. Okay, peace, love, everything in between. Bye.